Volibear has arrived and it's time for you to learn how to play him like a challenger player. First, let's start with the abilities. Volibear's passive ability grants a bonus attack speed as he attacks enemy champions with alt attacks or skills. Upon fully stacking this passive ability, his alt attacks start chaining lightning. This lightning will electrocute the nearest 4 enemies. Volibear's first ability grants a movement speed upon activating it. If you activate it while running towards an enemy champion, you'll get double the movement speed bonus. This buff lasts for 4 seconds, and if you manage to hit an enemy with this ability still active, you'll then stun them and deal bonus physical damage to them. Volibear's second ability deals heavy physical damage to a target. If this target is a large monster or an enemy champion, Volibear will be put into a state of berserk. In this state, Volibear's second ability will deal more damage and it will heal him at the same time. This ability will be your most spammed ability and your main source of damage to re-trigger Spellblade passives from your items. Volibear's third ability conjures a thunderstorm at a designated location. This ability deals magic damage and bonus magic damage depending on the maximum HP of the enemy champion. While Volibear is within this area, he also gains a shield once it strikes down. You can use this ability to force the enemy into certain directions, or you combo it with your first ability. If you know where the enemy is going to run and you know exactly where they'll be, use this ability and then stun them within that area with your first ability and make sure that they take a lot of extra damage. Volibear's ultimate ability has multiple effects. First, you leap forward to a target location. If you happen to leap towards a turret, you'll deal bonus damage to the turret and it will temporarily be disabled and cannot attack anymore. At the same time, you gain bonus health, bonus size, and bonus attack range. This ability is perfect to dive any opponent at any point in time once you have access to that ultimate ability, so nobody is safe anymore. And before we hop over into the builds, let's talk about the Nemesis mechanic. If Volibear kills Ornn at a later point in the game, he then gains a buff to his ultimate ability. If he hops into an enemy team and the enemy champions are within the center of his ultimate ability, he will knock up everyone in there. And now, let's talk about the build. For this one, we'll go for the Bruiser variant or Tank variant Volibear. We'll not dive into the AP variant. For your first item, you want Divine Sundra. As you spam your second ability on cooldown, you really want to put emphasis on the healing capabilities of your champion and use Divine Sundra to outsustain enemy champions and take advantage of them. For your second item, you want Black Cleaver. Black Cleaver puts emphasis on your heavy physical damage, grants you even more ability haste and even more damage and sustained through health. If you're already snowballing, however, you can go for Blade the Ruin King to put emphasis on the attack speed bonus you have and make sure that the enemy laner has no chance of coming back. Afterwards, you really want to have the Thornmail or even earlier an anti-healing item. You want to make sure that if you face Divine Sundra champions, cut their healing short, because otherwise they most likely end up killing you. On the same item slot, you might as well itemize into a Hullbreaker to just take over the sideline with the overpowered bonuses of Divine Sundra, Black Cleaver and Hullbreaker, alternatively Divine Sundra, Blade of Ruin King and Hullbreaker. After this, you want Frozen Heart or Spirit Visage, depending on what type of damage you're facing the most. You want to put emphasis on the healing capabilities of your champion or cut down the enemy's attack speed and be even tankier with more ability haste. For your last item, you want Starrick's Gauge, giving you more AD and making you overall more tanky and more powerful. Don't forget that you have bonus HP scalings on your second ability and that if you sustain through a fight, you'll deal more damage over time. For your boots, you want Plated Steel Caps into auto-tech heavy champions and Mercury Treads into CC heavy teams. For your enchantments, you want Gargoyle if you want to go for team fights, or Teleport if you want to split push and just join your team if they really need you. For your runes, you want Conqueror as you want to go for sustained fights and make sure that you double down on that healing. For your domination runes, Brutal because you want the attack speed bonus and the bonus damage to dominate lane. If you don't feel comfortable with this, you can just go for Triumph as per usual on any tank. For the Resolve runes, you want Second Wind that is the most powerful rune in the game, or Perseverance if you face a lot of crowd control and need the tenacity and bonus magic resistance to magic damage. And last but surely not the least, for your inspiration runes, you want Demolish to take down towers in the side lane, or Transcendence to have more ability haste to spam more of your abilities, and it really depends on just your playstyle. And now, let's take a look at the gameplay.
Unstoppable.
So
Legendary. You're legendary. Enemy slain. Double kill.